Hey guys, Casualgamerreed, YouTube's #1 Kentucky fan. Now I'd like to get something clear to the Indiana fans this week. You do not have a shot Friday night against Kentucky, okay? And the reason I say that, it's simple. You know it, and I know it. Kentucky is out for revenge. You know, you beat Kentucky by some miracle early in the year, and that's all going to change now. You have no shot this Friday against Kentucky, and I'm sure all you Indiana fans, most of you are probably thinking to yourselves, we have a legitimate shot to go to the Elite Eight. We beat Kentucky once, we can do it again. Now let's be realistic right here, okay? The Kentucky team that you played in December is nowhere near. It's on a different level than it was at that time, okay? You had to make 7 threes in a row at one time. You had to do all this. You had to have this miracle game, this game that you dream about once in a lifetime, okay? It was a miracle. Playing #1 Kentucky, and you have all these things go your way. Everything went your way, and nothing went for Kentucky. Foul trouble, Jones playing bad. We had everything against us, and after all that, what happened? You won the game with a miracle three-pointer at the end. You had everything going for you, and we played horrible. And what happened? You somehow won by 1 point. Now, you was at home. On top of that, you had everything going against you. Everything going with you. You had everything. We had everything against us. You had everything going for you. You walked out with that big 1 point win. You're like, yeah, we beat an elite team. You beat a Kentucky team that was probably half of what it is now. And if you do the numbers, at this juncture, even though you had that great win this weekend, look how bad your team really did play bad. I watched some of the game. I didn't watch all of it. Your team played bad. Now, Kentucky is looking for revenge, and they will get that revenge this Friday night. Kentucky will flat out blow Indiana out. You do not have a shot, okay? Our team is upset with that loss. That loss has haunted the program all year. And it don't get no better than this. Not only are we going to win the national title, we're going to beat Indiana on top of that. The team, one of the two teams that beat us this year. And Vanderbilt is out, so who really cares about them? You know, I knew they would choke. I was thinking to myself, this Vandy team, you know, I'm sure I picked them earlier on to do something, but I thought about it and I was like, no, it's not going to happen. Your team's going to get beat Friday night. And the funny thing about it is that when the season is over, the last thing that will be on Indiana fans' minds is Casualgamerreed was right about Indiana, and that we got beat by Indiana. Indiana got beat by Kentucky the last game of the year. That's what Indiana's going to be thinking. Man, we had a good year, but Kentucky beat us that last game, and that kind of ruined the season for us. And that's what's going to happen. Going to get your asses kicked Friday night, and karma will finally come around. You know, you cannot treat somebody the way you've treated me and expect everything to go perfect in life. You ain't going to go around and you're not going to go around and treat people bad and think, well, that's not a big deal. He's nobody. You know, in God's eyes, this is payback, and in my eyes, this is payback. You know, I know not all Indiana fans are like this. You know, just the ones that decide to come on to my videos and have their fun. You know, they think they're having fun, but if you call people everything in the book, how can you expect good things to come in return? You know, how can you expect that? The worst fans in the country, Indiana. How does that make you feel knowing that? I mean, think about it. People say, is Indiana the worst fans in the country? Are you proud of that? You know, are you proud of that? It's disappointing, but, you know, it's all going to be rectified Friday night when Kentucky blows out Indiana and we continue the march towards the 8th national title for the Kentucky Wildcats, the greatest college basketball program of all time. Please like, subscribe, comment, and go Big Blue.